So it seems to make sense to like come out like that and then put the diagonal here and then just extend this up a little more. Well, no, this needs to be I need a bit of a straight bit. Before I turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The corner's not much wider than before, although no, it's significantly wider. Oh, it's more like that. Not sure we need that much space, to be honest. Anyway, let me remove that. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, 3, 4, and 5. There, and then digging all this out. I need to dig out like one more block on either side too, because... well, maybe I don't. I'm supposed to have... like the trackway is supposed to be one block wider than... although the tunnels are 5 blocks wide, maybe this can also be just the 5 blocks. It's not how I usually do it though. In fact, I might cut back the edges of this a little bit. How far back? It's not going to be quite that far anyway. So it's one wider, and then I might like shave off the corner. So it's not quite as sharp. Do I shave back one more? Probably. Oops. That looks better. It is a lot of stuff to dig out though. So there. Oh hey Harbour. Things are alright here. Although the rest of the world is less good. I'm fine, Harbour. Hey, Boris Johnson has suspended democracy. That seems dramatic. Alright, let's cut back there. Leave that tree up there. I just realized I need to dig out one more bit down here. That needs to go. How is this year so here? Oh well, another day in the virtual reality we call life. Ah, the Amazon's on fire. Boris Johnson suspends democracy. Do I leave that side a little higher than this side? That is kind of fine. Maybe I don't though. I'll leave the tree. But I'll cut the rest of this back a little. Not sure what I do when I get to there because there's a mountain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, if we are smart about it, I guess we can consider this a learning experience. For, like, how to democracy. The bricks, I mean, not to, I guess, I mean, I am gonna, like, rehash ancient history now. But the whole Brexit referendum was done wrong, right? The 51% to 49% of voters, not eligible voters, but voters, and based on that, you make a huge constitutional change that affects literally every part of your society. Like, a decision like that really should not have been made so lightly. How is this completely incompetent, ridiculous, and possibly corrupt? Yes. Yes. Yeah, definitely, yes. It's... But I guess the... Would it have been better if David Cameron stuck around and I don't know, and like break his promise. Like if he stuck around and then just didn't brexit. Because he made the mess and then he just resigned, right? And a part of it too, however, is this notion that you can't go back. Like, why can't you just go back and say, you know what, this whole thing was a mistake? That would be the sensible thing to do, right? Because it was a mistake. How is this not sure that would be possible? It had to be stopped by law courts, etc. Yeah, but like... Because really the government asked the people to have a referendum on a thing that they didn't understand. And that really shouldn't... Like, you know, in a sensible world, somebody would look at that and say, you know what, this thing was not done correctly. Like, it's not the voters who were wrong to vote for Brexit. It was that the government was wrong to ask the voters to decide when the information wasn't available. That was just, I imagine if you allow things to go back like that, it would be used on every single instance of law change, or at least as a legal argument for changing things. Yeah, but I mean, what's wrong with reconsidering your mistakes? I mean, I hear you, however. Yeah, I mean, if you allow this one to just go back and redo, even just a second referendum is probably, I mean, just a redo. But why can't people change their minds? Like, if they make a decision and then a year later realize it was a terrible decision, why should you not change your mind and just change direction when you realize you made a mistake? Like, the current system, there's no tolerance for people making mistakes. Like, if you make a mistake, you're stuck with it for the rest of time. That seems like not a good system. Anyway, a very interesting academic discussion about the nature of democracy. Unfortunately, we are also watching it play out in real time as a disaster. Harvey says, agreed, seems rather not desirable. Yeah, I mean... Maybe it's one of these things that we need to reconsider about democracy. Along with whether the Queen should have agreed to let Boris Johnson prorogue Parliament. The Queen really didn't do anything. I can't believe it. I thought the Queen would, like, I don't know, have an opinion. She literally just did whatever the Prime Minister said. Should the Queen have had an opinion? Howard says she can't really, as long as it's legal, she can't say no as far as I know. Well, here's the thing. You got rid of one possible dictator, the Queen, but then the system is a little bit vulnerable to a different dictator, the Prime Minister. So anyway, there's still like 2 weeks either end of the Parliament shutdown, in which Jeremy Corbyn can try something. I don't know what he's if he's gonna do it. Let's see what happens. How strong is the support for, like, how strong is the support for the UK in Northern Ireland? I'm just thinking, like, if the Irish thing doesn't get solved, what are the chances that Northern Ireland just leaves the UK and joins the EU? Fairly low, right? But you never know. I wanna cut this back until I get to the mountain there. So like that. Leave most of that up. How is this low? I believe Northern Ireland is pretty pro-UK. Yeah, it is. But you know, if it starts impacting on people's livelihoods, I don't know, if there's a hard border and we go back to bombing each other in Northern Ireland, minds can change once things start exploding left and right. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad. That one. Oops. Not that one. Oh, wait a minute, I did cut this back. Excuse me. This needs to be cut back to that level. I think that tree is gonna go. Alright, this tree is gonna go. I saw the newspaper headline talking about how because the Queen didn't stop Boris, people are saying they need to get rid of the monarchy, which seems odd because if there wasn't the monarchy, Boris wouldn't even have needed to ask. He would have just done it. I don't see how getting rid of the monarchy would have stopped Boris. Anyway, that's the that's how much I think, how highly I think of people's opinions.